Hey everybody, welcome to, I don't know what week this is, week 2 of August. Um, Checking in today with our weekly video. Today I'm focusing on core strength. So I'm sitting on the floor and I'm gonna demo some exercises, or actually one exercise with a couple variations for you to try, just to help build some core strength. And this is a very beginner level exercise. So I will show you ways to make it more difficult if you are already pretty strong. But our core is important, right? It is the center of our body, and it really helps in terms of posture and balance and mobility. If you have a weaker core, all of those range of motions can get thrown off. Your gait can get thrown off. You're going to be more prone to injury, more prone to falls. And so it's just important that we really start with a good, strong core as kind of a base of strength or base of fitness, and then we can build from there. So I'm going to attempt to do this on Zoom. Let's see if we can do it. So you want to sit on the floor and you want your feet, let me see if I can show you this. Your feet flat on the floor, your knees are going to be bent, okay? Let me move back up here so you can see my face. All right, so you're sitting here, feet are flat on the floor. You're going to put your arms straight out in front of you, and then you're going to lean back until you feel your abs engage, okay? So it's really not a big range of motion. You're just gonna lean back. It's usually only a few inches, and all of a sudden you'll feel like, oh, yep, there they are. It's a little harder, a little harder for me to hold myself up. But what you're doing is putting yourself in a position where your abdominal wall and your lower back have to work together, right? They contract together to support you and to hold you in that position, which is how they're designed to work in everyday life. So it's a very functional exercise is what we call that. I mean, if you think about crunches are great, but how often in life do we actually crunch? Like, not very often. That's not a very common motion in everyday life. And so this is a more functional exercise. It's training those muscles in a way that they are used in everyday things. Okay, so let's try it again. So feet are flat on the floor, knees are bent, arms are straight out in front of you, or you can put them across your chest, either one. And then you're just gonna lean back until you feel those abs engage, okay? And then we hold it. This is called a static crunch. So we're gonna hold it for 20, 30, 40 seconds, a minute, see how long you can go, all right? You may feel your abs shake a little bit, and that's okay. That just means that they're working. But see how long, see if you can go for a whole 30 seconds and see how that feels. So you'll hold it for the 30 seconds, you'll come back up and take a break, and then you can repeat it another 1 to 2 times. Okay, and that would be it. So it's just a great exercise. It's working your whole abdominal wall again. You're gonna work your lower back. A lot of people tell me that they feel it more in their back than they do in their abs, okay? So that means it's a really good thing you're doing this. We need to strengthen that lower back. It's important for us too, especially if we're sitting a lot. So how do we make it a little bit more difficult? If you feel like that's a little easy, then you're just gonna go farther back. So you're gonna start in that same position and you're gonna lean farther back and you're gonna hold it there. You can also adjust your feet, okay? So the closer your feet are to your bottom, the harder it's going to be. The farther your feet are away from you, the easier it will be because you're anchoring more with your legs. Okay, and so eventually you can come up off the floor with your feet all together and balanced into more of like the boat pose for Pilates or a V-up where your legs are straight. So that's a great exercise. It's a precursor really to a plank. So a lot of people think, oh, I'm gonna do planks. I'm gonna do like my 5-minute challenge for a plank, which I don't know why you would ever need to hold a plank for 5 minutes, but that's just my opinion. But a plank is an advanced exercise. It's not an easy exercise, and it's also hard on the shoulder girdle, shoulder joints. So if you have problems with your shoulders, a plank isn't one that's really recommended. So I would start with this one. Again, I call it a static crunch. Hold it for 20, 30 seconds, see how it feels, and then you can repeat. The important thing is that you're breathing. We don't want you holding your breath for that 30 seconds. So normal breath in and out while you're holding it for that time. So the other part of the core section here are your obliques, which, let me back up here. So your obliques wrap around your side. So we have your abdominal wall in the front, we have your lower back musculature in the back, and then we have your obliques that come around here on the sides. And so those muscles are worked usually from a twisting motion, and so we can add a twist to this exercise. The only thing that I would say though is that if you have any back problems, especially like a herniation or slip discs, anything like that, then we don't recommend twisting for that type of an injury. So really any spinal issues, we don't twist, okay? But what you're gonna do is you're gonna go into that static crunch. So again, feet are flat on the floor. We're gonna sit up nice and straight. We're gonna lean back a couple inches until our abs engage. And then we're gonna take our hands and we're gonna slowly rotate from side to side. And I call it kind of like a rainbow. So you're making a rainbow over your legs. But notice how slow I'm going. Okay, we want it to be slow and controlled. You might see people at the gym that are doing something like this and they're just like flying through it, right? That's a little harder on the back. We don't want to hurt ourselves. That is not the point of this. So we want to go nice and slow and controlled, and you could do maybe 10 times to each side. And then if that gets easier, you can add weight. So you could hold a light weight here, water bottle. If you have a medicine ball at home, you could hold a medicine ball. And as that gets easier, again, you can lean farther back. You can lift your feet up off the floor, anything like that to increase intensity as well. But again, these are functional exercises, and that's really what I love teaching, just because it's training your musculature in a way that you would reproduce in everyday life. And so it's going to help you get through your daily life a little bit easier, right? So core is important. Just like any other muscle that we're trying to strengthen though, we say you want to leave a day off in between. So I wouldn't recommend doing it every day, but maybe 3 or 4 times a week, leaving some time off in between, especially if you're sore, would be advised. So I hope that's helpful. I would love to hear what you guys like doing for core. I think I have an article or two from the American Council on Exercise on different things that you can do to strengthen your core as well. So I'll try to find those links and kind of post them through the week. But your core is important and we don't want to forget about it. And we want to include it on a regular basis so that it's strong and it can support you. Good posture, sit up straight, right? What else is I going to say? Oh, and any weight training that you do that is in a standing position, whenever you feel like you have to tighten that core when you're exercising, you're strengthening those muscles and in a more functional way. So just, be cognizant of that and really try to pull that belly button in and hold those abs in tight. And you'll be getting a core workout in with some other exercises too. So, 2 birds, 1 stone, kind of nice. So anyhow, I hope you guys are having a great week, and check in with me on the chat and keep working your magic, and I will see you guys over there. All right, have a good one. Bye.